promise that you'll catch me.
Hey guys, Jazz back with another video. In this video, we're going to do something a little bit different. As you guys can see, we're on 23andMe website. Actually, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I submitted my saliva to 23andMe. It took them about 4 or 5 weeks. Me and my wife actually did it together. She got hers back in 2 weeks. It took mine like 5 weeks to come back. But yeah, it tells you it could take up to 8 weeks actually. So it wasn't like the slowest process. And I actually got it today on the 1st of the month, which I think nobody's working. Maybe they're running some type of... So I guess they have people working, or maybe the system automatically updates the stuff. I'm not sure how that works, but got my results in today. And I've really been wanting to do this for a long time, probably like over a year, probably like 2 years I've been wanting to do this. I'm just curious to see everything, you know, all the parts of me, where I'm from, where I come from. I know I'm not like one specific, which mostly nobody in the world is. That is the funniest part, is because like people think they know who they are, but they haven't taken this test. And it doesn't really matter who you are, because we're all humans of the planet. Like, everybody, they try to break it into subgroup of a subgroup of a subgroup. Like, everybody just tries to separate themselves from everyone else. But we're all humans on this planet. But obviously, I just want to know where we come from. I know, basically, I know I'm going to be a mutt because I know the history of where I come from. I'm Puerto Rican, so I know, you know, all the bloodlines that probably pass through there. And there's going to be some random ones that you might never even thought of. Because I know the first ones is like the natives of the island. Obviously, that's probably going to be not the highest, because we were invaded by the Spaniards, which, you know, raped and killed, and they brought so many diseases that they wiped out a lot of the population that was there. And then they also brought over slaves. So those are the 3 bloodlines that I think are going to mix: African, white, and the natives of the island. Obviously, there could be some weird stuff thrown in there. Everybody's going to have like different percentages, because maybe you grew up in a certain area that they were more, you know, the natives, you know, hunkered down a little bit more and stood their ground more, or whatever. Maybe you're in a place where the Africans were enslaved, and those, you're gonna have a higher African percentage. But for the most part, if you're Puerto Rican and your parents descend from there, you're gonna be white, black, and the natives of the island. So that's what I'm expecting. Maybe I'll get something weird. As you can see right here, it already says 29% Iberian, which that is white. I think that's Spain, Portugal, and I think there's another one. There's like a couple of countries that are called Iberia, so like they're part of that chunk. So I already know 29% at least I am white. So but usually, yeah, because those were the ones who, you know, took over and basically spread disease and basically, you know, took over the island. So really looking forward to it. And like I said, guys, I just want to know. And in the future, this is another thing I wanted to talk about. In the future, everyone is most like. Fast forward 100,000 years, if humans last that long, everybody's gonna mix. There's not gonna be a pure like one. There's gonna be different. You know, everybody's gonna be mixed by that time. Fast forward thousands of years, so everybody with this, all, you know, separate. We have to unite as a, you know, as a globe, instead of, you know, trying to be like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, and that. Like I said, I'm Puerto Rican. I don't go hard like, oh, I'm Puerto Rican, this, that. Like, I don't try to separate myself from anybody else. We're all one human. Like, I don't, you know, there's a lot of people who try to like. You know, obviously I'm American. I have the Captain America. I rep America when, you know, World Cup and stuff like this. But I'm not like blind to stuff. Like people who say America is the greatest country in the world. What other country have you lived in? How can you say that? Like I'm not one of those people. Like, you know what I mean? Like I think the world is, there might be better places in America. I love where I live. I'm not saying I don't, but I hate those people who automatically assume they're the best because they're this, they're that. You don't know, because people be like, yeah, we're the greatest country in the world. Guy, you've only lived in America. You can't tell experiences from other countries. So I'm just a little bit more humble. I'm not like, oh, America. Like that's why a lot of people obviously hate America, because a lot of people walk around with their chest stuck out. Like I said, I'm humbled myself. I'm American. I love being American. I'm Puerto Rican. I love being Puerto Rican. But I'm not out there, because at the end of the world, we're all humans and we're all one people. So let's get right to this, because I'm rambling and I'm going on. Side note, about to get demonetized for going a little bit too political. Let's see what we get here. This is my first time. I just looked and they actually told me the 29% Iberian. I haven't seen these results, so we're going to find out together what is going on here. So let's click on this. Am I clicking on something right? Okay. Okay. So I'm 61% European, so 61% white, which is a high percentage. That means I'm, in comparison, my wife, I forgot her percentage. I have it here. My wife was 68% European. But we have different breakdowns. Obviously, we're going to break down into different groups, because she was a higher percent Iberian than me. So so then I'm 20% African right here, sub-Saharan African. I'm 11% East Asian and Native American, but obviously these all break down, and then the 1% Middle Eastern and North African, and then we have 5.4 unassigned. I'm part alien. Sorry to break it down to you guys. All right, let's break this down. All right, so we're 29% Iberian, 2% Italian. So I'm a little bit Italian. No wonder I like my Italian food. So I'm 24% broadly European. Okay. Northwestern European. This is British. I'm 1% British Irish. See, I'm celebrating everything. I'm a mix. I got some Irish, some British. I got some Italian in me. And then mostly Iberian. Obviously, that's like Spain, Portugal, and all that stuff. Because those are the ones who conquered, you know, the Caribbean islands. And then 0.4 Jewish, which is weird. I'm a 0.4. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce that word. Something Jewish. 0.4. And then 2.7% broadly European. That's a weird. So I got a little British, Irish, Italian, a little bit of everything. But obviously, like I said, all those the Spaniards and all those who came down, they were all mixed already. So like when they came down, they were mixed people too. They weren't like just strictly hardly nobody just strictly one thing. That's what I'm telling you, people. Like the comedian that did the Seinfeld show, he has Curb Your Enthusiasm. He came out and he was like 25%. When they did the test on him, he's a Jew and he came out like 25% Native American. So you never know what you really are until you take these tests. All right, now we get the let's see the breakdown word. Mostly it's gonna be the West African because those where they took most of the slaves from. West African, obviously some of them were already mixed before that, so that's why you had a percentages of other things. Broadly Sub-Saharan African, Central and South African. So we have a little bit of breakdown here in the East Asian. Okay, mostly it's Native American, which the Native American comes from where you see this, you see the thing, the yellow. Anybody who's on the west side of the world is considered Native American. So like, it's not like I'm an Indian thing from America. I'm a Native American to, you know, Puerto Rico, the you know, inhabitants of the island before the Europeans came over. So that's where that comes from. And then it says less than 1% East Asian. So I mean, there's probably a little mix there, like down the lines, or just some type of blood got mixed in. I don't know. Broadly East Asian and Native American. So mostly just 11.3 Native American, which is pretty cool. And then Middle East, North Africa, and 0.5 Middle Eastern or North African. Most likely it's going to be like North African. And the Middle East is kind of real close to Africa too. So the one that surprised me the most is probably the Italian, 2% Italian. But not to, I shouldn't be surprised because all those countries are right next to each other. So there's going to be some mix in there before they even head over here. So that's not too surprising. 61%, 20%. The breakdowns was thing. Honestly, I thought the breakdowns would be a little bit, not that much far off from what I honestly believe. So, but it's weird that I'm less Puerto Rican than anything. But I claim Puerto Rico. Obviously, my parents are from the island or whatever. I claim the island, not, you know, the people. You know, that's where I spend all my summers and stuff. So it's just weird that the breakdown. But that's how it is. 100%. You see that name right there, Juan Morales. That's what I am. 100% Juan Morales. That's all you gotta be, man. All this, you know, this really is, it's just fun to see, but it's not, this doesn't define me as a person. At the end of the day, I am 100% that person right there. It's not what you break down, but it's just fun to see where you come from. I'm not doing this to like, I'm on a quest to find myself. And no, I just want to know, like, it's fun to know, like, where all this, to me, this is exciting to see all the breakdowns and see the bloodlines where they come from. That's just what excites me about it. It's not about, you know, I'm looking to find myself and who I really am and what race I really am and stuff like that. That's not what it is for me. Also kind of cool, they added like when particular groups came into your bloodline. So like from 1720 to 1810, Native American, and then you can see like which ones came later, like Iberian came later. I'm surprised that British and Irish, Italian came first and the Jew came before my bloodlines. But obviously those probably trace back further deep. And then the West Side, it's kind of cool how they break this down and how they introduce into your bloodline. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. Hopefully you guys find it fun. Hopefully you guys take the quest and try to find out yourselves if you're curious to find out. I was actually lucky because before Black Friday they released a sale and they had it half price. I only paid $50 for this. It normally goes for $100, so that wasn't bad. Right now they have a sale, and they also have another one that it actually tells you like what traits you carry, what traits you could pass on to your kids and stuff like that, like in terms of diseases and stuff like that too. What diseases are you a carrier of? And like, you know, some people who are trying to have kids and whatever might want to know like what things they could possibly pass on to their kids, bad things they could possibly pass on to their kids. We really didn't do that one because I mainly just wanted to see where I was from, and my wife really doesn't want to know that stuff. She's like, that it'll worry her too much, so she really didn't want to know about any of that stuff. So we just decided to do the regular patch, and for both of us, it was $100, not bad at all. You can go and it tells you the percentage of Homo sapien you are. Homo sapien, oh my god. Yeah, the other test tells you what percent Neanderthal you are and all those stuff. A bunch of different things, and it tells you stuff about like physically that you should have. If you have facial hair, if you have this, that, and it'll tell you most likely like just from your saliva, it'll tell you like what your body breakdown is, and if you're, you know, it's very crazy. I didn't want to get into too much detail. Plus, I mean, this is the main part I wanted to get into. For $100 for 2 people was not a deal I couldn't pass up. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please make sure to leave a like down below. If you are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe. Till next time, guys.